Here's a review example of the distance formula. We'll be using this one also next week in a special project. So we're going to practice it a little bit today. Alright, so if we wanted to find the distance from point A to point B, or the length of this segment, this is the distance formula right here. So again, I've got those same examples from the midpoint problems. Point A has coordinates 5, -3, x and y. Point B, -1 and 9, and we're going to find the distance or the length of that segment that has these two endpoints. So again, I like labeling them. There's x1, that's y1, x and a y. Then an x and a y in here, we'll label those with a 2, a subscript. And then here's our formula. All we do is substitute them into the formula. So I like writing all this out and then putting it in here. Instead of x2, what am I going to put for the number? Oh, that's -1. And then there's a minus sign here. And then what comes after the minus? X1. So that's 5. And then, of course, we got it in parentheses with the power there. Then the plus sign comes next, parentheses, now the y's. We're going to subtract the y's. y2, which is 9, minus y1, which is -3. So here we have a minus and -3. And then close parentheses to the second power. Now what I do with my calculator, let me show you that. I like putting all of this stuff in parentheses, all this stuff inside the square root, but not the square root yet. I'm going to get this just one number in here. So I start with the parentheses just like it is on paper, not the square root. And then we've got the -1, -5, close the parentheses, and then to the second power. And then plus the other set of parentheses, 9 minus, now they look the same here, but it's minus a negative, so hit the negative key, subtraction first, and minus the negative. Close parentheses, also to the second power. And hit enter. Aye, what did I do? Oh, I forgot to put the number after the minus. So let me put it back in there. After the negative here. Let's go get it now. Minus a -3. But that's a good point. You know, you got to look at your calculator when you're putting this stuff in, or you can miss it. All right, so now I've got it, and it comes out to 180. So the square root is still there. So it looks like this now, the square root of 180. So now I'll go ahead and put that in the calculator, and I want you to round these to the nearest tenth. So square root, I hit second button and then that power button there, and then put in the 180. You can put the parentheses at the end, enter. So I got 13.416 and so forth. So I want to round to the tenth. It's a 4, so I looked at the next number. It's a 1, so I'm not going to round it up to 13.5. It's going to stay at 13.4. And there's my answer. So there's the distance formula, similar in the sense that we're going to label our coordinates and just plug them into the formula. Write the formula down, copy this example, substitute them in there, and then I found the best way is just put all this stuff under the square root first into your calculator and get one number, and then take the square root of that number and round to the nearest tenth. All right, good luck. You'll do a set of little problems on that now.